Great. Welcome, everyone, to the Town of Greater Napanee Committee of Adjustment for the 27th day of January 2026. We'll call the meeting to order and look for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented. Moved by Councillor Shank, seconded by Councillor Davey. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none. Look for a motion for the adoption of the minutes for the Committee of Adjustment for the 13th day of January 2026 to be adopted as presented. Moved by Councillor Norrie, seconded by Councillor Martin. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. First matter, land severance application, file number PLCOR 2025-071 1661 Meach Road, roll number 1121080-060-07200, owner D.W. Winter and B. Winter. The applicant is the Boulevard Group, care of Jason Sands. And is there anyone here to speak for or against this application this evening? Seeing none, Mr. Nanton, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Worship, and through you to the committee. Fresh new mic here on the snowy winter is nice. All right, so to move on for the application for 1661 Meach Road, to provide some site context, the lands here shown on red on the slide are approximately 41 hectares in area on the north side of Meach Road in a rural area of the town. The area is characterized by rural and rural residential uses. Site is zoned rural and environmental protection along the river at the northern extent of the property, the watercourse there, and is designated rural through the town official plan. The intent of the application is to create a 5.4 hectare lot shown here in yellow from the balance of the land. So the severed lots proposed to keep 75 meters of frontage, while the retained lands will be 35 hectares in area with ample frontage. No public comments were received for the application. The county and the Conservation Authority had no objection. Staff have identified that the proposed severance, we'll see 4 severances are proposed for properties along Meach Road through tonight's Committee of Adjustment meeting. So a hydrogeologic assessment has been a recommended condition, just given the existing and proposed development density on private services. Moving to our recommendation, the application is consistent with the provincial planning statement, has appropriate regard for the Planning Act, and conforms with the respective policies of the county and town official plan. The application is recommended for approval, subject to conditions. Available for questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Is there any questions from council for Mr. Nanton with respect to the application that's before us and the presentation that he's done? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee receive for information the staff report for application PLCOR 2025-071 and further that the application to sever a 5.4 hectare lot be granted subject to a number of conditions that are contained within this evening's agenda. Moved by Councillor Davey, seconded by Councillor Martin. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? The motion is carried. Next matter, file number PLCOR 2025-072 1661 Meach Road, roll number 1121080-060-07200. The owner is D.W. Winter and B. Winter, and the applicant is the Boulevard Group, care of Jason Sands. And once again, is there anyone here in the body of the council chambers to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, and Mr. Nanton, this one's related to the next one and probably the ones after that. Am I correct?
You are correct, Your Worship. This application submitted again by the Boulevard Group for the same property at 1661 Meach Road. So the site's the same site, being the original parent parcel is 41 hectares. The same designation and zoning applies. So moving ahead to the intent of the application. So just on the western boundary there, I've just identified the proposed first severance through application ending 071. So this application seeks to sever the existing residence and the accessory buildings, representing a land holding of 10.3 hectares from the balance of the lands. The severed lot will feature approximately 242 meters of frontage, so ample frontage, while remaining 167 meters will go with the retained land, so ample frontage across the entire property, and the retained lands will be 25 hectares in area. No technical comments of concerns were received by the public or from agencies. The only condition to flag again is the hydrogeologic assessment recommended is going to apply to all of the lots. Similar in terms of our recommendation, staff have found the recommendation in the application that is to be appropriate for the lands in question, and we recommend approval subject to the conditions outlined. Available for questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Is there any questions or comments for Dave with respect to his presentation or the applications for us? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee receive for information the staff report for application PLCOR 2025-072 and further that the application to sever a 10.3 hectare lot be granted subject to a number of conditions that are contained within this evening's agenda. Moved by Deputy Mayor Calver, seconded by Councillor Norrie. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor? Yep, go ahead, Councillor Shank.
I'm sorry. Do we ask the public if there's any comments or anybody in the audience still?
Yeah, I already did right at the start there.
Ready to start? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll do it at the start of the next one too. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Is there anything further? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion that's on the floor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Next matter, file number PLCOR 2025-073, address is 1591 Meach Road. Roll number is 1121-080-060-07400. Owners DW Winter and B Winter, and the applicant is the Boulevard Group, care of Jason Sands. And once again, is there anyone in the body of the council chambers to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, Mr. Nanton, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this application submitted seeks to create a severance from the aforementioned property at 1591 Meach Road. So here shown on the slide in red, the lands are 71 hectares in area on the north side of Meach Road. Again, the area is characterized by rural and rural residential uses. Site is zoned rural and environmental protection along the water course at the northern extent of the lot. The intent of the application, so the application seeks to create a 2.2 hectare lot from the balance of the lands. So the proposed lot will maintain 118 meters of frontage and the existing dwelling services and related structures. The retained lands will be approximately plus or minus 68 hectares in area. No public comments were received for the applications. County Conservation had no objections to the severance, and staff have recommended one condition being the hydrologic assessment, which is in addition to more standard conditions for rural lot severance. Our recommendation this evening is the application is consistent with the PPS, has appropriate regard for the Planning Act, and conforms with the policies of the county and town OP. Approval of the application is recommended subject to conditions, and I'm available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nanton. Is there any questions or comments for Dave on this application? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee received for information the staff report application PLCOR 2025-073 and further that the application to sever a 2.2 hectare lot be granted subject to a number of conditions that are contained in this evening's agenda. Moved by Councillor Shank, second by Councillor Davey. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. Next matter, file number PLCOR 2025-074, address is 1591 Meach Road, roll number 1121-080-060-07400. Owners D.W. Winter and B. Winter, and the applicant is the Boulevard Group, care of Jason Sands. And once again, is there anyone in the body of the council chambers to speak for or against this application? Seeing none, the floor is yours, Mr. Nanton.
Thank you, Your Worship. Jumping into the last of the four severances along Meach Road for the same owner this evening, we'll punch into the site context. So this slide shows that the subject lands subject to the approval of application ending in 073, which was just approved. The plans will be approximately 68 hectares in area, the rural area of the town, and will feature the same zoning and designation as previously heard. So the intent of the application, so we'll see in the southwest corner, the previous severance, and then the southeast corner, the proposed severance in yellow. So the application seeks to create a 1 hectare lot from the balance of the lands with approximately 61 meters of frontage. So these will be conforming with the minimum lot provisions of the rural zone. The remaining lands will be about 67 hectares in area and maintain appropriate frontage for its long-term use. No comments or concerns were received for the application from the public or agencies. Staff have recommended the condition of a hydrogeologic assessment and deem the application to be appropriate for the lands in question. We recommend approval subject to conditions, and I'm available for questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Is there any questions or comments with respect to Dave's presentation or the application that's in front of us this evening? Seeing none, I do have a recommendation the committee receive for information the staff report for application PLCOR 2025-074. Further, that the application to sever a 1 hectare lot be granted subject to a number of conditions that are contained within this evening's agenda. Moved by Councillor Hicks, seconded by Councillor Shank. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. Next matter. Minor variance application. PLVAR 2025-065, address is 381 Huffman Street. The roll number is 1121-050-020-01500. The owner is BF Barani. The applicant is Martin Design and Drafting Solutions. And is there anyone here to speak for or against? Sir, would you like to speak for or against this application? For? Oh.
Any questions, but there's one thing. I am actually the applicant, not Martin Street. I'm Mr. Barnier.
Okay, perfect. We can, we'll adjust that. Mr. Barnier, what we'll do is we'll hear the presentation of Mr. Nanton. And if there's something that you would like to add after that, we'll give you that opportunity, and I'll ask you to come up to the front and sit in front of the microphone just so the folks at home can hear it. Now, you don't have to, but I'll give you that opportunity. So thank you for identifying that. And Mr. Nanton, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Your Worship, and through you. So I'll provide a brief presentation on the minor variance application submitted for 381 Huffman Street. To begin with some site context, the site here is shown in red in the center of the screen, which is just on the north side of Huffman Street, kind of on the northeast corner of what would be Clark Avenue and Huffman Street. The site itself is just slightly over 0.2 acres in size, appropriate for an urban residential lot. The surrounding area is characterized by similar residential uses in the urban settlement area. The site zoned residential type 4 and is designated low density residential through the town official plan. Moving to the intent of the application. So the proposal seeks to support residential intensification of the site. So there's a proposal to expand the existing residence and add an attached garage with a new driveway, as well as a secondary driveway to accommodate off-street parking. So this table just represents the relief sought through the application. So the provisions of our zoning bylaw limit the driveway width, combined driveway width to 9 meters. There's a small increase requested to permit a 2.3 meter increase in the total width of driveways, so permitting 11.3 meters. And then there is the lot itself, as we'll see on the next slide, is actually positioned on a bias. So the expansion will result in kind of a pinch point at the southeast corner for a 0-point setback at the closest point of the driveway to the adjacent lot to the east. Pictures will help, I'm sure. So the intent of the application is actually shown here. So this is a schematic that was prepared by the agent on behalf of the applicant. If you look at the center of the screen in the darkest area outlined in black, that's the existing dwelling. Immediately back from that north into the site is going to be the addition that's proposed. You'll see a 45-degree bias that kind of cuts off where the residence will end. And to the east of that's the garage. So extending from the garage at the east point, you'll see a new driveway proposed, and that's where the pinch point's going to hit 0, which is right at the boundary of the southeast corner. As you go further in and drive into the lot, there's actually enough width and it starts to open up to be a more permissible 1.2 meter setback. It's really just at the road. And the existing dwelling to the east of the property is pretty well set back to the east. So there's no compatibility issues we've identified in terms of functionality. And then to the left, on the west side of the lot, there's a gravel area proposed to accommodate an accessible and a standard parking area. It's going to be about 8.1 meters wide as a driveway goes, and that's to accommodate, the accessibility features such as like a staging area between a gravel. I won't call it an aisle necessarily, but an area to get access and egress. And there's also a ramp proposed for the new dwelling. So it kind of goes in line with what's needed for site functionality, and will ensure that there's off-street parking for the the new build. Moving to technical comments and conditions. So no comments were received for the application by the public, and the county and the Conservation Authority had no objection to the proposed severance. Our recommendation tonight is that the requested variance maintains the general intent of the official plan and zoning bylaw, is deemed desirable for lands in question, and is minor in nature, therefore pass the 4 test of a minor variance, and approval is recommended. I'm available for questions or comments. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Nanton. We'll start with council first. Council, do you have any questions or comments for Mr. Nanton? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Calver.
Thank you, through your worship. So the existing house now, how many bedrooms is that?
It's just one.
Yeah, maybe what we'll do, sir, is you don't have to comment, but come on up to the front. We'll get you to identify yourself with a microphone. Just the folks at home won't be able to hear if we don't. Now, the microphone's in front of you. We've got some new microphones. You just have to push the button and it'll come on. And then, so you don't have to hold it like these ones. So if you want to just push the button, turn it on, and then you can identify yourself so the folks at home know who you are. So
Good
go
evening.
ahead.
I'm Farkas Barnier. I am the applicant for this variance. And your question, sir, is how many bedrooms? There's only one right now.
Okay, I was just curious because you're looking 1, 2, 3, 4 different parking spaces.
So
there.
we're building a 3-level addition with a walkout basement and 1 large bedroom and then a bonus room up top. So down the road, if a larger family wants to buy this house, they may need more. Also, as far as the ramp, I expect my mom to be moving in there in the future for a period of time, and she is now 80, so I'm hoping to have that accessibility for her.
Great. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Calver. Do you have any further questions?
No, I was curious with all the parking in the garage and everything. Just was curious. Thank you.
With respect to the parking, if I may, we would have loved to have it access from Clark Street, which is a thoroughfare, but there's a substation there that the city has. And because the people who come in and maintain it often have to park there, it was deemed that I couldn't. And so this was the best option that we could go with.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions or comments for Mr. Nanton or for the applicant? Go ahead, Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. So it's just the driveway that's extending to the lot line.
That's correct.
You're not planning on building a garage in the future that's gonna,
There is a garage. It's set back and it satisfies all requirements for garage.
okay. So you're not building another garage, that garage is staying there?
No.
Okay.
That's the only one. Yes.
Okay, no, I'm just thinking of the driveway, if there's a garage at the end of it, that's all.
Right.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Martin. Is there anything else? Seeing none, we do have a recommendation the committee received for information, the technical report regarding minor variance application PLVAR 2025-065, and further that the application requesting the following variances be approved. Requirement, section 4.27.d sub I, maximum 9-meter driveway width. Proposed maximum 11.3 meter driveway width. Requirement is section 4.727.d sub 5, minimum 1.2 meter setback of the driveway from the interior lot line. Proposed minimum setback of driveway from the interior lot line, 0 meters. Moved by Councillor Norrie, second by Deputy Mayor Calver. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried, and we'll look for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Hicks, second by Councillor Davey. If there's no further comments, questions, or concerns, all in favor of that motion? Opposed? Motion's carried, and we'll see you folks at 7 o'clock for a regular session of council.